We told you in the last hour about the jobs report just released this morning showing that the U.S. added 209,000 jobs last month. While that is fewer than expected, the unemployment rate fell to 3.6%. There is one job, however, that's not seeing growth like others, and that's 911 dispatch operators. There was a recent survey found more than half of the nation's 911 call centers are facing a staffing shortage. Just last year alone, nearly 4,000 dispatch operators left their job, and recruitment of new employees has been slow. This is leading to 911 systems becoming overwhelmed, which is delaying emergency response times. That was the case during a severe storm over the weekend in St. Louis. City officials say at the storm's peak, they were handling more than 1,000 calls every single hour. That is 9 calls every minute. The city, as a result, is now investigating the response times after a woman and a 5-year-old boy were killed during the storm. The mother said that she waited 45 minutes to get a hold of emergency services. Dispatch centers have a standard, 90% of all 911 calls are answered within the first 15 seconds. And again, she waited 45 minutes for response. I want to bring in Cheryl Dorsey now. She is a retired sergeant with the LAPD, as well as the author of Black and Blue, the creation of a social advocate. Thank you, as always, for being here. This is so troubling. Let's start with the specific case in St. Louis over the weekend. Is this a chronic issue nationwide, or is this one example of a system that was overwhelmed in an instant moment by so many calls coming in? How do you see this?
Well, I can't speak with any certainty, but I know that there's a reported 30% attrition rate of 911 dispatchers across the nation. And so while I would like to think that this is a one-off, probably not. And listen, this is not only a problem for the citizens in that community, but it's also an officer safety issue, because these 911 dispatchers also dispatch for police officers who are responding to service or who are asking for assistance themselves.
So if there is, in fact, a shortage going on, one, you've got people who are leaving the job for a number of different reasons: stress, pay, and then they're having a hard time recruiting it. What more can organizations be doing to try and alleviate those challenges?
Do a better job at recruitment. I mean, listen, these civilian 911 dispatchers are our family, and we have a relationship, a symbiotic relationship with them. We get to know them, they get to know us. And the same efforts that law enforcement administrators deploy to hire on more police officers, they could certainly do for 911 dispatchers. Make it reasonable and something that others would want to do. It's an honorable profession. It's a great career. And so I don't understand how they couldn't anticipate this kind of a problem.
Right, but it's also a very hard job. I mean, just like being a police officer, you see and hear things. You have to react quickly, stay calm under pressure. You have to have the right type of personality that can handle that, and the training to allow you to do it.
Absolutely. And I don't think that there would be a shortage of people out there who have that skill set to do that very thing if you're looking in the right place. And so I just think they need to do a better job of recruitment. And if incentives are what you need to do to get people in that particular occupation, then do that. Police departments understand how to get personnel when there's a consent decree and they're forced to hire more of a specific type for a specific reason. Do that with the 911 dispatchers.
The other thing I wonder, Cheryl, and let me know your thoughts on this, is the impact of non-emergency calls, right? There are a lot of people calling 911 for a lot of reasons, and you can decide what is or is not an emergency, but they're inundated. Should there be more outreach to the public about when you call 911?
Well, you certainly want to educate the community on when to call and when not to. And of course, there always going to be a segment of society that abuse that system. I mean, we certainly had it on the LAPD. We got to know the problematic callers, the ones who call because they thought someone was in their home and under their mattress, things that are nonsensical. But the other thing, if not already in play, is create a system, a phone number that isn't 911 for those non-emergency type calls, so that they can have another place beside 911 to call and make sure people know that it exists.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.